Hi, I'm Skilla and this is Nerd Stuff with Skilla, and today I wanted to talk about the fourth episode of American Horror Story Cult. This episode is called 11/9, the day of the election that resulted in Donald Trump becoming the president of the United States of America. Before we continue, there will be spoilers for American Horror Story Cult through episode 4. So if you're not interested in being spoiled, go and watch something else, please, because I don't want to be the cause of your anguish. Thank you. In this episode, we see all of our characters go to the voting booth and vote for who they think should be the president. This episode, we actually got to see Beverly Hope as a character rather than just a newscaster. She is somebody who is very upset that somebody who is less qualified than her is getting better opportunities than her because she's exploiting her own sexuality. Throughout this episode, we see her talk about how she doesn't want to get ahead by exploiting herself, and inevitably ends up joining Kai's side of things because he catches her slashing the tires, presumably, of the other newscaster who's getting the better deals than she is. Later on, we see this character get killed by 3 of the clowns that we see throughout this season, and I think that we are told exactly who those 3 clowns are in this episode. Her character allies herself with Kai within this episode, so now he has a news source who is representing his point of view. Within the scene where everybody is voting, we see Chaz Bono's character Gary show up with Kai helping him get to the booth, and we realize that his hand is recently amputated. It's not something that happened a long time ago, but something that just happened. Throughout the episode, we see that Ivy has went to a protest where she meets Winter for the first time. Ivy is talking to some of the other side of the protest line, who are Trump supporters, and of course on her side they're Hillary supporters, and she has it out with Chaz Bono's character Gary, and then Gary grabs her nether regions, and then Winter comes to her defense. Later on, the 2 of them attack Gary and lock him in a basement, handcuffed to a rail, and then Kai comes in and shows him that he can just saw off his arm and they'll get out of there and they'll go vote and everything's going to be great, which of course Gary ends up doing. Ivy knew Winter before she interviewed for their babysitter position, but Ivy has not informed Allie of any of that. So I think it's possible that Ivy and Winter had some sort of possibly short-lived relationship in that couple of scenes, since they did go together to go and kidnap a man and lock him in a basement and take away his right to vote. So it's possible that they maybe did a little bit more than that, but we don't really know at this point. Harrison had been training Kai at his gym, and Kai, seeing the disrespect that was doled out to Harrison because of his sexuality, wanted to help Harrison rise above that by killing his boss. So Kai convinces Harrison to kill his boss and helps him cover up the murder and wins Harrison over with that. He also helps Beverly Hope believe in him by killing the other newscaster with his triad of evil clowns. And then Beverly believes in him and is his alternative news source for him to rely on for his soon-to-be candidacy for the community board. This is the first episode in which we see somebody actually, we see somebody's face and know that that exact person is drawing the clown insignia. Now, this person is Kai. He draws it in the steam on the steam room's door and then convinces Harrison to kill his boss. So now we have a direct link between Kai and the clowns, and I do believe that Kai is the 3-faced clown. He has those weird dick noses on his face, and I think that is a callback to Alex DeLarge from A Clockwork Orange. We saw it in some of the promo material where they were making a through line between this season and A Clockwork Orange. So I really think that the 3 dick-nosed, different-faced clown is Kai. I think that those different faces may represent his ability to switch what he believes in based on who he's talking to. For instance, in this episode, when he's talking to Beverly Hope, he's talking about the plight of the black woman. And then later on, he's talking to Gary about the long suffering of the white male in America. So he's able to change what his ideals are in conversation with people in order to get them to believe in him, regardless of whether those are conflicting ideals or not. I believe that the bondagey looking clown lady is definitely Meadow, and then the tall green haired clown is Harrison. They don't really lead you in any other direction. I think that that's definitely who those characters are. I'll be pretty surprised if there's somebody different, and I think it'll be kind of a silly mislead for it not to be those three characters. I think this leads the pentagram clown as Beverly Hope. Met 5 of them, and the 5th one, the like cloth face clown, I don't know who the cloth face clown is. Possibly Ivy, just based on stature, but I think that that would lead for some really difficult costume change moments throughout the season, so I'm not really sure on that clown. I think that it's interesting in this episode, they kind of lead you to believe that Kai he's not like, sexuality is more of a tool to him than it is a means of pleasure. He says to Harrison that he wants to show his appreciation for those who support him and those who are friends of his. He doesn't make it sound like that scenario would be pleasurable to him, other than that he knows that a person who is working for him is receiving pleasure. Again, not very scary. This whole season to me has not been super scary, but I think it's really good that they're building this foundation and building you up for what Kai's plans for the future are, rather than just laying it all out and giving you a bunch of jump scares here and there. This episode was great at developing different characters. Seeing that Ivy has done something evil makes us question a lot of things about her and Allie's relationship. Her conversation with Winter in the diner might lead you to believe that maybe Ivy's completely given up on Allie and is ready to pursue a different path. And if that path is to follow Kai, then how much of the home invasion stuff was in relation to her knowledge of that group of people. I think next week's going to be really crazy, and hopefully it'll be a little bit scarier than the previous 2 episodes were. But this episode, I think, was really important because it gave us a lot of details that we did not have before. This episode gave us a lot of connections that we needed in order to stay invested in the plot line. And that is really important for a series at this point in time that's giving us so many open doors that we can walk through and make questions about and theorize about. So this episode is really important, I think, in building towards the plot that we're going to get later on in this season. If you enjoyed my explanation of this episode, please give me a big thumbs up. If you have any theories about who the 5th clown might be, please drop a comment down below and we can talk about it. And if you want to see more videos about nerdy things that I am interested in, go on and subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching.